patients, caregivers, families, and fundraisers have come together for one common purpose: to stand with the brave men battling prostate cancer during these unprecedented times. Together, we are survivors. Together, we support prostate cancer patients during COVID-19. And together, we are Zero Strong. Please join us for the Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk celebration, coming to you virtually from the Midwest.
Hello everyone, I'm Erica Swanberg from Advanced Urology Associates, and I am so excited to be with you today. I'm calling in from Chicago, Illinois.
And I'm Dr. Dan Watson from Minneapolis Radiation Oncology, representing the Twin Cities. This is the first time we've ever brought our Midwest races to you virtually.
I'm Katie Krimmel from Adult and Pediatric Urology and Urogynecology here in Omaha, Nebraska. This is also the first time all of us have joined forces along with our St. Louis race to bring you one amazing run walk. Before we tell you all about the incredible people you'll meet today, let's thank our host sponsors: Advanced Urology Associates, Minneapolis Radiation Oncology, Adult Pediatric Urology, and Urogynecology.
Coming up in just a few minutes, we're bringing together doctors and prostate cancer patients from all over the Midwest to answer questions about COVID-19, early detection, and more.
We're also bringing together some of the most creative fundraisers in the Midwest. Each one has a Zero Strong story that you won't want to miss. Just ahead in our Bold for Blue spotlight is where you'll hear about that.
And our man with the Bold for Blue mohawk is running to zero out prostate cancer. But before we get to all that, here's a word from our premier partner, AbbVie.
We are so excited to be here to represent AbbVie. All of us at AbbVie realize it is such a great honor to be a premier partner of the Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk series.
It is truly important for us to be part of this series to help men who are battling prostate cancer and fight for an end to this disease.
We are here to support the patients, survivors, caregivers, friends, and family members here today and across the nation.
A special thanks to Minneapolis Radiation Oncology, Adult and Pediatric Urology, and Advanced Urology Associates for dedicating all of their time and effort to help prostate cancer patients as well.
Today's mission speaker is celebrating Prostate Cancer Awareness Month in a big way.
He's a stage 4 prostate cancer patient, and he's running a 5K for every Zero Run Walk.
I'm honored to introduce you to our Midwest mission speaker, Tracy Morgan.
I'm Tracy Morgan. I'm a Zero champion, and I was diagnosed May of 2019 with metastatic stage 4 prostate cancer. And yes, if you're looking at, I do have a mohawk, which I'll tell you about later. One of the things I found out through this journey is I need exercise in order to fight back side effects. And last October, I decided I was going to run the 5K on May 30th. Talked to myself, said, "Self, you don't like running. You're not a runner, never been a runner. You're 58, you're out of shape, and you got stage 4 prostate cancer. So, heck, should be able to do this." Well, let me tell you, yes, I did do this. And I did do it on May 30th, which was the scheduled run walk date for Chicago. And as you know, we're sitting here on September 12th for the virtual one. So I did my 5K on the 30th and pushed through that, and I kind of got to where I actually like running now. So besides doing those run walks, which I like, we like fundraising. So my family started up a team, which is the Task Force Morgan team for Chicago. And we started early fundraising, did really well, really successful at the beginning. And my daughters decided they wanted to challenge me one day, and they decided I needed a mohawk. So I asked, how much money are you going to raise for Zero? Because I do almost anything for Zero. Almost. So they said, well, we're going to raise $1,000. I said, that's fine. Let's go with that. So we started a fundraising. Within 6 days, they raised over $2,500 through donations and sales of masks, and thus the mohawk came about. So that's been real fun. So if anybody out there, you want to find a way to raise more money, do something stupid like I do, and put it on Facebook Live, and yeah, you'll get some more donations. I'm going to be starting a campaign as soon as things let off on COVID. And I want to go out and I want to talk groups, church groups, men's groups, women's groups. Any group that'll listen to me long enough to tell me about prostate cancer. And there's no reason these guys have to have the odds that I got, which are bad. They just have to be aware about it. I knew nothing about prostate cancer PSA before I found that I had it, which was terrible. So if we can get that word out to them, 99% survival rate for 5 years for these guys. There's no reason we shouldn't be doing this stuff. So that's my goal. That's where I want to end up at. I'm tired of hearing about guys dying from prostate cancer. And I know my story is probably not the only one that's the same as it. So that's where we're going with this. That's where we want to go. If anybody can help me out with anything, let me know. And last of all, I want to thank Miss Emily. Without you, I wouldn't be here. You're the best, and the best that Zero's got. So thank you. Thank everybody else for listening. We'll see you. Have fun with the rest of the virtual run walk, and we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Hello, everyone. I'm Emily Byrne, Zero's Midwest Chapter Director, and I'm the Miss Emily that our amazing mission speaker just mentioned. It's truly my honor to work with Tracy, and I wanted to share with you a wonderful surprise moment from one of his runs. Tracy has played an instrumental part of the planning of this virtual event, and so Zero and Advanced Urology Associates wanted to show him some extra love and surprise him at his team's 5K. Dr. DeRosier, Erica Swanberg, and Ryan Lewis from AUA all showed up to surprise him. Tracy is a shining example of a man who's making an impact on his community. Friends, family, and even firemen have been showing up and taking part in his fundraisers. And needless to say, his blue mohawk is totally catching on. Tracy is a Zero champion through and through, and Zero is here for you, Tracy, and all the prostate cancer patients and survivors watching today. Together, we are Zero Strong.
If we could get together in person, our survivors would be wearing light gray hats so we could easily spot them and celebrate them.
We'll pick back up on that tradition next year. But today, as we come together virtually, I want to hand things over to our National Run Walk spokesperson.
Here's Jimmy Charles with a very special survivor ceremony.
You know, one of the biggest moments in Superman is when, we say that you're not alone. We never want any of our survivors at Zero to ever feel alone, because they're not. We're all here for you. Reach out to a champion. Reach out to us on Facebook. The support group, Zero Connect, is there for you. We're always there for you. I wrote this song after embracing a lot of survivors through my journeys coast to coast with Zero at the run walks. And this one's for all survivors to never, ever feel alone. This one's called I Am Not Alone. I'm only 17, shouldn't be happening to me. Should be going to prom and football games, there's this disease, right, Trevor? I'm 35. I just got a raise, just closed on a 2-bedroom, can't got out on that lane. Feels like these walls keep closing in, there's no telling what's round the bend. Scared to death, to say the least, but I am not alone. I will stay strong, I won't have to do this all on my own. This cross I bear, fighting spirit still riding. got a job, bills to pay, can't sit around here crying all day. I'm 63, just got the news today. These golden years might be cut short and it's not okay. Feels like these walls keep closing in. There's no telling what's round the bend. Scared to death, to say the least. But I am not alone. I will stay strong. I won't have to do this all on my own. Love, care, this torch, this cross I bear. Fighting spirit still right here. I ain't ready to go home. In the dark of the night with the demons there, I got angels that still care. Right beside me till this battle's won. I am not alone. I will stay strong. I won't have to do this all on my own. Love, care, this torch, this cross I bear. Fighting spirit still right here. I ain't ready to go home. Y'all ready to sing with me? Sing it real loud at home. Come on. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. I'm not alone. I will stay strong. I won't have to do this all on my own. Love, care, this torch, this cross I bear. This fighting spirit still right here. I ain't ready to go home. 'Cause I am not alone. I am not alone. Charleston says you're not alone either. I am not alone. Zero survivors, we love you. You are not alone.
That is what it's all about, the patients and survivors, which is why we're so excited for our next segment of Ask the Experts, where we have patients and survivors asking the tough questions to doctors and experts from throughout the Midwest.
We know that early detection is key to this disease. So what should men with a family history do to make sure they're staying on top of their health?
The best way to detect prostate cancer is to get serial PSA testing. The American Cancer Society recommends that men without a family history start screening at age 50. That's annual PSA and physical exam. And they recommend that men with a family history begin at age 40. So that's the big thing, is we start earlier. We define a family history as a first-degree relative with prostate cancer. That's a father or a brother or a son. So your closest male relatives, if there's one with prostate cancer, we recommend that all the men around that man get screened starting at age 40.
African Americans are significantly underrepresented in cancer clinical trials. How can these men get involved in clinical trials so that they can improve the disparity?
I feel strongly, very strongly, that African American men should participate in clinical trials, but there's a barrier. With many African Americans, there's a mistrust in the medical community. And this is based on some of the medical violations and abuse committed by some of our doctors in the past, which has violated the trust. So we have a trust factor here. So there are some deeply rooted fears there. So the medical community must work hard. They must work hard at rebuilding the trust and making sure that the African American community feel that they have the same level of dignity and the respect. So this is gonna have to be a team effort, to rebuild the trust, bring in the honesty, bring in the integrity, bring in professional courtesy and clinical resources that will help to do that. The great Willie Jolly had a saying. He said, if you have a problem, he said, to solve the problem, you have to face it, trace it, erase it, and replace it. So we have to erase this because we do need to get involved but we got to rebuild the trust and the honesty around it so that we can bring in the benefits needed, so that men can get involved in these clinical trials.
Are there certain precautions they should be taking to minimize the risk?
There are some risk factors for prostate cancer that we can do a little something about. One of them might be diet. It is generally thought that a diet higher in red meat and lower in vegetables, aka the American diet, is something that may raise the risk of prostate cancer. So we would recommend eating a lean protein diet with lots of fruits and vegetables. One of the main nutritional gurus, at least with respect to prostate and urologic conditions, is Dr. Mark Moyad out of Michigan. And what he likes to say is a healthy heart is a healthy prostate. So in other words, if you're eating a heart-healthy diet, you're also doing what you can dietarily to lower your risk for prostate cancer. So there's a factor that you can alter with a little bit of behavioral change. Another is exercise. It is thought that, or some data suggests that there's a lower risk of prostate cancer in men who exercise regularly. So in that case, again, what's good for your heart is also good for your prostate. Regular exercise may lower one's risk for prostate cancer.
What advancements have been made with radiation treatment?
It's a very exciting time in cancer care for many different reasons, but specifically in radiation therapy for prostate cancer, we now have image-guided, intensity-modulated radiation therapy. Now that's a lot of words, a lot of syllables, but I'll tell you what it means in just a few sentences. The image-guided part means that each and every day, the patient is positioned in exactly the same way in a mold that's customized specifically for them so that it's comfortable, but also reproducible. And then they're treated in that position every day. But not just that. Prior to each day's treatment, we do a CT scan, a cone beam CT scan, we call it. And that is a CT scan of the patient in the treatment position each and every day prior to the treatment. And that allows us to be extremely precise in our delivery of the radiation because we know exactly, based on the tumor, the prostate, the surrounding bony landmarks, other anatomic features, exactly where we are. So we know 100% for sure that we're right on target.
Thank you to our experts and patients for educating everyone tuning in today. Now, a special message from our presenting sponsor, Minneapolis Radiation Oncology.
One of the best things about being a grandpa is there's never a dull moment. My granddaughter is full of energy, curious, and so she always keeps things going. My name is Mike. I'm married to a lovely gal, Sandy. We have one son, Andy, and my granddaughter, Crosby. My journey began when I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. I was presented with two options. One was prostate surgery, the second one was radiation therapy. So I visited Minneapolis Radiation Oncology, had a great conversation about what the treatment would be like, what the potential outcomes were. Radiation treatment would allow me to continue to spend time with my family, my granddaughter, and stay active while I'm going through the process. I'm very happy with the care I've received from MRO. They facilitated me by getting me in very early in the morning so I'd have the rest of the day to do whatever. I've been able to continue my life as normal. While you're getting the treatment, you feel nothing. So I'm happy with the decision I've made. With graduating coming up 13 days away, I'm really hopeful that my life will just continue and go on as it was after my treatment's completed.
Well, I think once you get that initial diagnosis, it's important to talk to somebody who's been through it. What I like to do is talk with them person to person and really get a feel for what they're going through and help them navigate the next steps of treatment. So I think it's important to really talk to someone who's been there, who's done it. People trust the Zero champions. And I think what it does is it creates a level of comfort that they can ask the tough questions and not feel ashamed about asking. And I think the mentors will be honest enough and also show a side of compassion because they've been in the shoes of this person. So I think that helps out tremendously.
Hello again, everyone. I hope you're enjoying our virtual run walk, coming to you from America's heartland. I want to take a moment to thank all our partners who have made this virtual event possible. First up, we have to thank our host partners, Minneapolis Radiation Oncology, Adult and Pediatric Urology, and Advanced Urology Associates. Next up, thank you to our St. Louis, Twin Cities, Chicago, and Omaha partners. Shout outs to Amgen, SSM Health, Dendrion, ThrottleNet, the Empowerment Network, Merck, Janssen Oncology, Blue Earth Diagnostics, Minnesota Oncology, Minnesota Urology, VCNA Prairie, KWM Gutterman, Jewel Osco, First Midwest Bank, Image First Uniform Rental Services, Prime Medical Imaging, Nebraska Cancer Specialists, Advantagene, Carl Storz, Physicians Laboratory, 5 Points Bank, Triumph Home Health Supplies, and Summit Media. And shout outs to our national partners, Astellas, Pfizer Oncology, Bayer, Tolmar, Fixincontinence.com, edcure.org, and Spaceor Hydrogel. And thank you to AbbVie, our premier partner. And thanks to everyone for making today's virtual celebration possible.
Check out our virtual exhibit hall to learn more about our partners. Our partners play a crucial role in the success of the Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk celebration. Their commitment makes direct support for men and their families possible, both in your community and across the U.S.
I'm so excited to be joined by 4 amazing people who are very passionate about Zero's mission. So passionate that they fundraise year after year so that prostate cancer patients, especially now during COVID-19, can have access to Zero's much needed patient programs. Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Hi.
So Heather, you're over there in St. Louis and you've been involved with this race for a long time. How have you been so successful in engaging the community?
So when I was asked by my previous administrator, it was an honor. I worked hard to build up the excitement and enthusiasm around the Run Walk. We were creative and made fundraising fun. I went out and bought pink flamingos and I painted them blue. I bought 24 of them. I painted them blue. I made signs, one that said, "You've been flocked for the cure." And then I painted a sign that had registration for our walk. And me and my mother would go in the middle of the night and we would drop them off in our physicians in the practice yard. And in order to move the flamingos, they had to make a donation to our walk and then nominate somebody. So, and they would stay there, until they did that.
That is awesome. Crystal, you've had an amazing success in fundraising for the Twin Cities Prostate Cancer Run Walk by creating your own personal Facebook fundraiser. You do it in honor of your dad, Richard. So can you share with us a little bit?
Yeah, so I'll start with why I chose Facebook for the fundraising. I live in Minnesota and my family is scattered all over the country. And really, like, it's the best way to be able to reach so many people who, I mean, my cousins are anywhere from Florida to Alaska, right? And everywhere in between. And really, my family and my friends are so amazing that anytime I have fundraised for anything, they just step up in such a huge way and support everything. So for me, it's a good way to be able to reach out to a larger audience. And then my family and friends can also share that with their extended family and friends as well. So you can just reach a larger audience. And actually, like, for this year, I just shared my fundraising and I think maybe like $50 away from my goal for this year. So I'm gonna have to step it up a little bit more.
So Kirk, which kind of brings to the point of prostate cancer just doesn't impact the patient, but the family. Your brother Rob's diagnosis really empowered you to get the Omaha Run Walk started. Tell us really about kind of that passion that was lit in you last year to get something like that going in your city, and where that's brought you to this point this year.
Yeah, so at the time, Nebraska didn't have a race for Zero, and so I reached out to Betsy at Zero, and we kind of talked through some things, and I just had that passion to do something to educate people on how important it was to get the word out there. And so last year was our first race. We were very, very successful. We raised $60,000. And so we were looking forward to, this year's race. But of course, because of COVID, we aren't able to do that. But it's still very important to me. And I hope to be part of the Zero Cancer family for a very long time.
Rose, over there in Chicago, you've been involved in the Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk for several years now in memory of your father, Luis. Your team, #StrongLikeBull, has always been one of the top fundraising teams at the Chicago race. Share about that. Share your involvement with Zero and why that's important.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really is important. For us as Team Strong Like Bull, we all believe strongly in knowledge is power. And so we've made it our goal to really generate as much awareness as we can, but to also let people know how they can become more involved in this effort to end prostate cancer. And so, there's a few things that we've done as a team and that I encourage other people to do as well. The first is simply just to be a voice, right? I mean, there is ways that you can connect with your local congressmen and women to encourage them to support funding for research. It's really important that we have the support of Congress so that we can continue to provide treatments and testing at the community level for patients and for families affected by prostate cancer. We have been very successful over the past several years. I started as a sole fundraiser, and then it moved into team fundraising when my father did succumb to prostate cancer back in 2018. And so not only has it been through the Zero Run Walk, but we're also doing Facebook fundraising around our birthdays. I mean, it's a very simple thing to do on social media to fundraise on your birthday in honor of or in memory of a loved one. And we also created a tribute page to my father in his memory. So that's something that we continue to do and use leverage to help fundraise on behalf of Zero.
Thank you guys for all that you do for Zero, not only for the Run Walk, but all year around. You guys are truly champions, and we love you guys.
We may not be together in person this year, but bringing our Chicago, Twin Cities, Omaha, and St. Louis run walks together for one virtual celebration has been an amazing experience.
Thank you to all the Zero champions who shared their stories and posted photos with us today. And a huge shout out to everyone watching. We hope we've inspired you to go out there and help us zero out prostate cancer.
And from myself, Dr. Dan Watson, and my co-hosts, Katie Krimmel and Erica Swanberg, stay zero strong.
Thank you for joining us for the Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk celebration. And a special thanks to our premier partner, AbbVie. To learn more about the Zero champions you've met today, Zero's programs, and how you can fundraise to zero out prostate cancer, head over to ZEROcancer.run. We hope to see you all healthy and in person for our 2021 Run Walk. And stay zero strong.